We actually have an orchestra back there that plays that every day, and we're all just furiously. It's pretty amazing, and to think we do that with no budget. It's just that the orchestra loves this show so much. They would never
volunteer. Stop. Yeah, they won't even go home. It gets awkward. We have a basement though, so they can find their spot to lie down and nap in between. We go every week, so they get some good downtime.
That's true.
They just practice the theme. Welcome to the news.
Ho ho ho!
We've got a wonderful guest from Lava Protocol backstage. We got Captain Rob waiting to come on. And we'll be joined by him soon. But before that, do we have any news?
And we're going to make sure even all the captains, all of the fancy people, they're going to have to get nonsensical and have some holiday giggles with us. Mm-hmm. So always be prepared for that. And for news, do we have any? Is that what you're asking?
I have a quick thing. Very quick. But so I saw something, I guess... this is the first I'm seeing. I haven't been on Twitter too much, but I guess we're seeing wallet drainers more and more.
I've been hearing a lot about that on Cardano, even.
Yeah, coming to
How does that work?
So I mean, from what I understand, it's just the transaction. So like, you might be like moving quick, go onto like a site that you just seen a tweet to like get a free NFT, and then
I'll never forget. When I thought I do the news, we've talked about scams so much. We've done so many PSAs. I'll never get scammed. One time I was moving so fast, I fell for a freaking free clay scam. And I'm like, rookie. Like, and a clay of all things, like, come on, that should be the biggest red flag. But it was a Twitter. It had a lot of followers. It just didn't have as many followers, and I just wasn't thinking. So anyway.
What happened? What did they get from you?
Oh, I don't know, 100 ADA or something.
You sent in 8 at a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the one now, it's more if you set up a transaction, like it'll sounds like it'll just drain your entire wallet or as much as it can. So it'll just like take everything out. So I saw some tweets of people suggesting. I know people do this on ETH a lot, where they have one wallet just for like moving assets, and then another wallet for like holding assets. So if you're buying an asset, use one wallet, and then move that asset to your hold wallet. So like if something does happen with your transfer wallet, like it's safe.
Makes sense.
It can only take all the funds. It doesn't take the NFTs as well, or does it take the NFTs?
I think it would take that. I believe it would take the NFTs because it's just whatever's in the transaction. So it sounds like you would be able to see these in the transaction, which is good. But still,
you'd be able to see that all the NFTs were going.
Yeah, like how I know like Eternal. I'm sure all the wallets do it, but like it'll show you like which assets are like coming and going. It should show there because I think the transaction is them moving all their assets. So, I mean, definitely something to look out for, but
no kidding.
It's interesting. It's going to be interesting going into like this. If we do go into a new bull market, like there will be scams that like where we do a show every week, we see crap all the time, but like there's stuff that they're going to like, it's going to be new to everyone. Like we're not going to recognize the scams, which is like kind of scary. But interesting to think about.
Well, we'll try and keep the people informed. All 0 people watching right now.
We are here for you.
So we've got another little thing. We're going to be dropping a fresh holiday song.
We missed it last year, but we had a good reason. We had a bouncing.
Very fresh baby. Too fresh.
He wasn't even bouncing yet.
Is he featured in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to play it here, I think.
He's not. Well, he's got it.
Oh,
there's an Easter egg.
He's more of an Easter egg, exactly. We don't want to feature him.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's a nod.
Although
and our cats.
I don't know why he would ever be embarrassed of it or regret doing it. I mean, that would be insane. But we'll give him that option.
All right. So we're gonna play this thing. this is the first look. No one has ever seen it rendered before. So hopefully it looks good and it worked. But I finished it right before this new show.
But Tyler,
started,
guess what?
so
we're gonna sell it with we're going to be selling it with all of the other files from the past ones too, because we felt like that it just bursting up, and we're gonna just like leave an open sale, and you get so many of these songs for
that's perfect.
Great deal.
Yes, that'll be fun. Let's take a look.
We wish you a bullish Christmas. We wish you a bullish Christmas. We wish you a bullish Christmas and a wag me New Year. Good tradings we bring for all ye degens. Good tradings for Christmas and a wag me New Year. Now send us some Claymation. Now send us some Jesus too. Now send us some Cardano. Lay the handles right here. Good tradings we bring for all ye degens. Good tradings for Christmas and a wag me New Year. We won't stop until we've aped in. We won't stop until we've aped in. We won't stop until we've aped in. No paper hands here. We wish you a bullish Christmas. We wish you a bullish Christmas. We wish you a bullish Christmas and a wag me New Year.
It loops too. Do you see that zoom in at the end? So it just keeps going and going.
Oh, okay.
And
that was awesome. Our handles right here.
You never know. We might get something from it. Someone might send us a Christmas gift.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd like to see some snow falling in the things. I think that's what I might add. But pretty much good.
Turned out so good, and the power of AI made endless snow globes possible. Trevor just had to tweak some of them, but we got to like choose what kind of snow globes we would want.
There's some good ones. I think I could have spent longer on,
but we had to do this fast. We're about to leave on our trip.
We're getting it out today.
Oh right, you guys are leaving today.
Even tomorrow. So this is going up until today,
and
we'll let everybody know when that's available. All right, well, let's bring in our guest for some nonsense. What do you guys think?
Hell yeah. Welcome.
All right, welcome.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Glad to have you. So's the audience. They're going wild. That's how it goes.
Let's see if they still like you after you answer these questions.
Ooh.
Hope you answer it to their liking.
Get some booze. I don't think there are booze. We could gasp.
Oh, we
could
gasp.
Some gasps, depending on what you say.
They're not that crazy. All right. First, would you rather live the rest of your life with Cheetos dust on your fingers, or live the rest of your life wearing latex rubber gloves? They're pretty thin.
That's a great question.
And there's a lot of Cheeto dust. I mean, this is not like you had a couple Cheetos. This is like you literally ate a family size bag of Cheetos.
I think for personal comfort, I would prefer the Cheeto dust, but I think for like society not shunning me for the rest of my life, I have to go with the latex gloves.
Makes a lot of sense.
So true. It's a tough one because it does seem more comfortable in the Cheetos.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be quite sweaty quite often in latex gloves, and that might not be very nice, but most people probably wouldn't care. They'd maybe think I was a weirdo, but anyway, I guess I'd have to go
a clean weirdo, though.
Very sterile.
Do you have the option to wear latex gloves if you need, like, if you're going to like a wedding or something, you can't be like,
oh yeah, sure,
wear them over your Cheetos.
I see. Can you put gloves on over your Cheeto dust?
Oh, that would be very uncomfortable.
I think you could. I think you can. I think you can wear gloves over it. Yeah. That's polite. That's polite, Tyler. That's
a twist.
Polite.
That's a twist. You can elect to cover the Cheeto hands.
And if you ever want to, in any other situation, if you ever want to like lick the batter of anything. Like if you can lick something off your hand, you gotta think about how it tastes with rubber or Cheetos.
Yeah, I guess I still go with the gloves.
Yeah, you get used to it. I mean, rubber would become your default. You know, it would just be like more normal. You would be more used to it.
There's Rob with the rubber gloves again. You know.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
They'd call you Robber Gloves.
Robber Gloves.
Sick.
Or something much worse.
Yeah, true. Okay. Would you rather be able to conjure up anything you want at any time, but have a scar appear on your face every time you do? And it's like at least average size. Maybe the first one is like not that bad, but then it becomes like a pretty average size scar. You don't know where it's going to be on your face, etc. Or have one non-money related wish granted to you once every 5 years with no punishment.
Non-money related sounds like there could be some ways around that. But fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't be instant money, you know, at least.
So I guess we're saying like, I don't want to overthink this because it makes it not fun, but
No,
how many years left do I have to live, and how many of those wishes could I get for no strings attached?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
You wish for eternal life. That's not money.
If you're 90 years old, you better get them scars. If you're
true.
20, maybe you should do the.
The fact that you can wish for anything makes that much better. Because conjuring things up is different than making a wish.
Yeah. Because you can conjure up anything, including money, whatever. For the scars.
So conjure is like you can create anything out of your imagination, even things that don't exist.
I think so.
Sure.
Okay. I think I think I would go with the conjure. But I probably wouldn't use it until I really thought about it really hard. But I don't know.
It would look cool to have one scar. I mean, one scar is gonna look sick. That's just like what you want in your video game character.
Cream.
True.
No. That's the thing. It does. Okay.
Conjure up cream.
There's nothing that you can do. This scar is. That's the thing about the scar. It is not, you can't just like get money to then cover up the scar. This scar is magical. It is rooted in the nature of reality.
You make a mask out of money that you wear?
Yeah, you could wear a mask over it.
Okay. Okay. This is all very complex. So what is your definition of an average size scar, by the way? You were like
okay, like I'd say like an inch, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. An inch size scar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to take the conjure route, and we'll see how I do with the first scar.
At least the first scar will be an inch. Maybe all the other ones are an inch and a half to 2. Yeah.
Because if I could conjure like some sort of like spaceship that could take me like in excess of the speed of light, which could in theory like take me back in time, like those are some pretty valuable conjures, you know. So I don't know.
I still think the scar will follow you though, wherever you're going. Like that's all I'm saying. Like you can go back in time probably, but
yeah. Well, I'm already wearing the latex gloves, so maybe I just wear a latex mask with my scar face.
Yeah,
conjures, you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. This is a good plan for you, Rob.
Let's do one more of these.
Does the audience like it?
The audience hasn't gasped or anything, so I mean, if they saw your scar, they'd be like,
"Okay."
But
they're like, "What esoteric things is he even up to?"
Can you guys CGI a scar on my face, or are we not? Yet.
We'll ask the orchestra to do it.
It'd be cheaper if someone could just scar you. Like,
okay. Nobody's home right now. Otherwise,
our boss would rather someone just scar you.
Yeah.
All right. Holiday, would you rather? Would you rather have to loudly sing the chorus of Jingle Bells every time you walk into a room for a week, or anytime it's a new room, you gotta do it, or have to wear a Santa suit the entire week in everything you do?
Okay.
You can take off the beard to eat, but that's the only and maybe to sleep. I'm not sure yet, but you gotta mostly wear the beard too.
Every time I walk in a room or Santa, well, I have to
and
say
it can be a pretty comfortable Santa suit at least. Okay, it's like pretty
the
comfortable.
beard doesn't have to be like overly itchy. It can be like a primo Santa suit.
Yeah, it's high quality.
All right. I think I'll go with the Santa suit. I've been wearing Santa suits quite a bit recently anyway. And
good choice.
I'm kind of comfortable with it. And the other one is a bit aggressive. Like every time I walk.
Yeah, it is. It's loudly singing it too, for sure.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
you would get really sick of that song.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for like when you're dressed as Santa, like when you're being a Santa, do you have any like trademarks? Do you give a wink? Do you?
People like the ho ho ho. The wink, I think, is depending on the zip code. You know, sometimes people don't take kindly to Santa suit wearing folks with winks going on.
True.
So it depends on where you're at.
True.
But
it depends on the Santa. It depends if they can pull it off. It's really about if they can pull it off.
I say, you know, people love the ho ho ho. They can't really get enough of that, and just generally, like, you know, don't ask people to sit on your lap, those sorts of things.
True.
But I didn't do that. I learned from a bad experience on that. That's just one that I've avoided. Yeah. But everyone loves a Santa, so it's hard to screw it up.
That's true. It's so true. People wait in lines, I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Great.
All right.
Well,
cool.
Lovely little bit of nonsense there. I think it's time to bring in our special guest, though. Captain Rob will be joining us from
featuring
Lava.
Santa Claus.
So everybody say hello to Captain. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
We're so glad to see you. It's been so long.
Glad you're still with us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you so much.
We're diving into the real
Let's
meat
dive into the lava.
of the lava. Exactly. So, lava with a 4. What does it mean?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. The nonsense was so much fun. So lava, it's a play on words and an acronym for liquidity for virtual assets.
Wow.
So
that's
sick. And the L4VA comes in there. But effectively, what we're working on is a community-funded and community-driven project that is meant to allow for our users of the protocol to be able to sell NFTs instantly for the floor price. And this is something that we developed as a concept, just being big NFT investors ourselves. And over the last couple of years, seeing how sometimes the NFT markets don't really function very well, especially during times where there's lower volume. And, you know, while a lot of people in the NFT market would agree that the floor price is a pretty fair representation of kind of the value of a project in terms of, you know, that minimum price that people are willing to part with their assets for. There's not really any way to actually get liquidity at that price. So we thought to ourselves, is there a simple way that we can help provide this? And so that's why we developed the concept of lava. And the way that, just very simply, the protocol is designed to work is that we will be able to, through a very simple price oracle, be able to check the on-chain floor price of any policy ID NFT project. And then we are listing our lava token on DEXs with an ADA pair. So we'll be able to know what the price of lava is in terms of ADA. And by dividing the floor price by the lava ADA pair, we'll be able to determine like a fair floating lava price for the floor of any project. So as an example, if the project's 100 ADA floor and lava is trading at 0.1 ADA, then if you wanted to come and what we call sacrifice that NFT on our protocol, you could actually send that NFT to the smart contract on our protocol, and you would instantly get 1,000 lava in that example. And then the second half of the protocol is, what do people do with that lava? Well, they can sell that lava token on a DEX for ADA if they want, but we have a lot of different things that we're working on to really create as much utility as possible for that token. The main initial utility for it is that people can use lava to actually buy through flash auctions on our app those NFTs that other people have sacrificed. So
cool.
Off phase, there'll be a lot of auctions there. And the way that the protocol is set up is it's basically any project that increases in value by a minimum threshold. That's kind of like the reserve price for that NFT project. And specifically for that asset that was sacrificed, it'll go into an auction. So there'll be some sniping opportunities for people that hold lava, because let's say that 30 days pass and the floor went from 100 to 200. Well, the protocol may only take 20 ADA as a reserve margin. So that auction might start at 120 and the floor is now 200. So people that have lava can then come and bid 125, and they might be able to win that auction and make a spread there. So it's really a circular economy. We're hoping to really make it fun, make it something for NFT enthusiasts and DGens out there to be able to get that instant liquidity and then use it on something, on another NFT that they might want to buy. And rather than, having to get that liquidity, then go buy on JPEG, they could just keep trading in lava basically through our site. So that's the overall structure of the project and the protocol. And the way that we are funding the project with the community is through our own NFT collection. And we are now in our beta wave of that. We had an alpha wave that happened in September, and we sold out 500 of our Vita collection. And we're actually going to be giving away a Vita today to the watchers and listeners of the podcast of the CNFT News show here. And those are the rarest of our total 10K collection. But then we're actually dropping our beta wave on December 27th. So
coming right up.
Ooh, we lost him. He got too excited. Oh, we can see some of these details here. 89 ADA. Oh, here he is. Welcome back.
Perfect.
Welcome back.
Sorry. Yeah, no worries. So this is our announcement. If you go to our lava_protocol X handle, you can see this announcement, and you can actually still get on the whitelist there if you guys want to join. So there's 1450 of the Porta series, of which there's 2,000 total in the full collection. They're the second rarest, and you're guaranteed to mint one of those. And then you also have a 1 in 5 chance of minting a Vita, which is that rarest type, of which there's 3 subtypes right here. If you buy a Vita before the mint on the 27th, then you'll be able to mint at a discount as well. So there's some fun stuff going on there. Our community's been really great. And yeah, we're just really building this for ourselves, building it for the community, and looking forward to providing another tool out there that can be a fun way for people to get instant liquidity. Yeah, and this is the one we're giving away today.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is a Phoenix of the Vita collection, which I mentioned before. Those are the rarest of all 10K. There's only 1,000 of these. And then of the Phoenix, there's specifically only 300 of them. And this one is a steel skin. And the Phoenix, we also have a special track here. So we have a member of our team who's a music producer, actually
cool.
Awarded music producer. So there's actually a track.
Does this come through?
Yeah, it's coming. So this is the Phoenix track, and each of them has their own theme song of the Vita. So the Explorer, the Phoenix, and the Buena. And this is like basically that Phoenix theme. We did like 3 epic kind of soundtracks for the different subtypes of the Vita. And you have the full license to this, so you can download the song if you want. And then there's also the PNG transparent asset, which is right above the track there. And that's because later we're going to be actually allowing for users of 3 different types in our collection to be able to superimpose those NFTs to make customized combinations of the Vita, the Porta, and the Terra. So anyway, a lot going on there. Like we have a very robust and individual NFT project in itself, which has been a lot of fun, a lot of work, but really exciting. And so as we go through these waves, the beta wave happening next week, and then the gamma wave, which is where we're going to drop our Terra series. That's basically like the land and sea assets in our Magma Prime universe. At that point, we'll have fully minted all the types, and then we're launching actually a staking app that will allow you to take those different NFTs, combine them into missions, and accumulate Valorum token. So there's a lot going on. I just unpacked a lot. Maybe I'll pause there if you guys want to ask any questions.
Which one will be minted on December 27th?
So you're going to be guaranteed a Porta, and the Porta, there's 2,000 total supply. We're minting 1,450 of them. So we're saving 550 Porta for the Gamma Wave mint. So you can still get a Porta and Gamma Wave, but they'll be much more rare to get in that mint. And the Porta series are effectively the portals that are existing on this Magma Prime universe. And by combining those with the Vita, which are like the characters in our world, and the Terra, you'll be able to do larger missions, and you'll be able to like transport your Vita into different dimensions.
So you've got the characters, you've got the land, you've got the means by which you
Vita. Exactly. The Vita are like the characters, the life forms. There's 1,000 of those. The Porta are the portals. There's 2,000, and then there's 7,000 land parcels. Right. And so it's building up, and the rarity, of the earlier waves. If you get in earlier, then you're guaranteed rare NFTs based on the type. But we'll still have the opportunity. So in the Gamma Wave, there's only going to be 200 Vita left. So it's a 7,000 Terra mint. But again, the Porta and the Vita are bonus mints. So like it's a randomized sort of way for you to get a free NFT of a rarer type in a later mint. So it's sort of
it's rad to hold some for a later mint, like because people always end up missing one. Like that's just how it goes.
We wanted to make sure there's at least a chance to still be able to mint one of the rare types. Yeah, and we have some Catalyst proposals that we are actually breaking up a lot of the different subcomponents of our protocol, and we're doing 3 different Catalyst proposals in the next in the Fund 11. One of them I think might be really interesting to your all's viewers as well, which is the ability for you to basically have an auction widget that you can embed in any website through an HTML snippet. So we've heard from a bunch of people that we really want to see more auctions on Cardano NFTs. And we're already building an auction protocol for our protocol. So we were like, why don't we build a version of that for the community open source, that if you want to have like on any website, if you want to host an auction, there'll be an admin version where you can say, I just want to host NFTs that I own and I don't want anybody else to fool with it. Or you could even set up different widgets for your community members to be able to come and also like host an NFT auction on your site. So we're trying to make it like really easy for people to be able to, have auctions all around the ecosystem, because we feel like that's something that's really missing. We've heard that a lot. And so that's kind of a fun way that we're taking part of our protocol. So by doing it with Catalyst, we're giving that back to the community, but it's also helping subsidize our cost of building our protocol. So
yeah, I miss auctions. We used to have a lot of auctions back in the day.
Yeah.
In the very early days.
The Discord auctions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember time.
So it sounds like you guys are definitely doing a lot. So the game, would you guys consider like the NFT stuff like more gaming, and is that more of like an added utility onto other benefits that those tokens give to like the Lava platform, or how's that?
Yeah, for sure. So the simple way that we like to explain it is that right now, the best way to get exposure to our project in general is buying an NFT. If you buy an NFT of the Relics of Magma collection, you're going to have you're going to have the most utility possible at this stage across our entire roadmap. The main way that that's going to happen initially is, to your point, you're going to be able to stake those NFTs. And we don't really like to call it a game per se. We call it a gamified staking app, because we're not saying that we're going to go and invent like Goombles or something like that. We're not going to do a massive game, but we're gamifying the way that you combine the NFTs across the different types into missions, so that it gives the user control over kind of how they're maybe getting more or less of the Valorum token rewards through that staking app. So it's gamified staking. But then beyond that, the NFTs are going to be basically like a membership pass to all of the future elements of our project, which include the first drop of the Lava token. And we're doing something really unique with the Lava token drop. So it's not going to be a sale of the Lava token. It's actually going to be a swap. So we're actually going to accept NFTs from across Cardano. We're creating a whitelist of NFTs across the ecosystem. And everybody that holds a Relic of Magma NFT will have an allocation of Lava. But in order to get that Lava, you have to sacrifice an NFT from Cardano. And so we're planning to whitelist over 200 projects. And if I'm a holder of a Relic and I want to get some Lava, I'm probably going to pick a lower floor price NFT from that whitelist. But the way that we determine who gets to participate in that event first is based on how much Valorum you've stacked. So by staking the NFT and amassing more of our Valorum token, that'll determine your status and your priority of when you get to participate in that event. In effect, sort of changes the price in a way of how much you're going to pay for Lava, because you can sacrifice a much lower floor price NFT because we're only taking up to 5% of any policy ID. So if there's
right.
Yeah, exactly. So if there's 10,000 of a collection and it's the lowest floor collection of all the whitelisted NFTs that can be swapped for Lava, we're only taking 500 of those. And probably those are going to go pretty quick. And then the next person in line may have to then swap a more expensive floor price for Lava. And we're going to do that until all the Relics holders have gone, and then we'll open it up to the public. And based on how many people participate, it'll be something like a price discovery event, because you can take all of the floor prices of all the NFTs that have been sacrificed and divide that into the number of Lava tokens that have been dispersed to get like a value of Lava, which is kind of an interesting way to go about like something like a fair launch or like a distribution. And I feel like it's a cool way to also support projects, because in theory, it will help lower floor projects that are whitelisted, because people will have an incentive who do want to participate, will have an incentive to go buy those NFTs to swap them for Lava. And then from there, we'll have more of a public sale, as well as like, liquidity pools and things like that will kind of round out the launch of Lava.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds like a fun event for sure. The price discovery, like that's I want to see. I want to see like what's actually happening with that.
It's an experiment, right? We'll see how it goes. But everything that we're doing is very experimental, and we're proud of that. Like, we feel like blockchain is the place to experiment. NFTs are the place to try and do something really unique. And we're trying to do something that is really just for the community, by the community, and we're trying to make it fun.
Like that too. So when
yeah, go ahead. Well, I guess on the topic of Lava too, if it's going off the ADA price, is there a capped supply to Lava, or is that something that, because I assume at a certain point, like if prices keep fluctuating, the amount of Lava will eventually diminish.
Yeah. So there is, and we're spending a lot of time looking into, how we're going to manage the treasury. There's some different levers that we've developed that we can pull to be able to ensure that we attract Lava back to the treasury. Some of those include like reducing the reserve price in those auctions, and even if needed, selling NFTs for a loss. It's not it's not going to be done unless we absolutely need to. But it is something that we've reserved the right to do. So we have 1.5 billion lava tokens in the total supply. And if you go to L4VA.com and you click fire paper, you can actually see the tokenomics in our fire paper there. And so the majority of that is really going to be treasury supply. And then the other thing is that when we attract tokens back through the auctions, there is going to be some element of distribution of that recapture of that lava token. The majority will go to the treasury over time, but there will also be portions of that token recapture that we will allocate to staking and to other sort of community rewards. So that that's another sort of long-term way that we're going to reward our NFT holders and also the lava holders for being a part of the community. So there's sort of that staking and that, holder incentive. But if people are holding too much of it and we don't have enough of it in our treasury to actually issue more lava when people are sacrificing, then we'll start to do things to incentivize people to basically send lava back to the treasury.
True.
Yeah, gonna have to be moving with what happens as it goes. So
one other, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Other, this is a tougher question, but it kind of comes to my. Sorry, there's someone at the door.
No worries.
That was terrible timing.
Like, you got roommates.
What's the schedule here for like the main launch of this whole thing?
Yeah, so we're planning to be able to release the what we call the Champions of Magma, which is our staking app in January. With whether it's exactly when it happens, we still need to finish some of the dev on that, and we have a lot of meetings coming up like immediately after this mint to fine tune some of that. But that's been a big effort so far because we want to have that. We do want to have that staking app option available by the time we finish our third mint. So the goal is that the third mint of the Terra and the remaining Porta and Vita will happen basically simultaneous to that launch. So in that way, basically, if you've minted in all three collections, once the third mint is done, you'll immediately be able to stake all those NFTs and start accumulating Valorum. And then from there, we'll be full speed ahead on protocol development, which will also align with the completion and of Fund 11. So our goal is to be able to get the what we call the ISO, and that's kind of confusing because everyone thinks it's an initial stake pool offering, but it's actually an initial sacrificial offering. So maybe we have to change that name a little bit. But the ISO is when people will sacrifice NFTs for lava. So that'll be that first lava release, and we're aiming for end of Q1 for that. And then it's probably going to be Q2, and we haven't yet released like month goals for that yet, but when we plan to launch the protocol itself. So that's the goal, and we'll do our best to meet it, and we update our roadmap pretty often.
Yeah.
So sorry, Tyler, you had a question as well before you.
Yeah, and it might be kind of a tough one, but so
it's fine. I love tough questions.
It's the way I see it, though. If people are trading their assets for liquidity, getting the lava token, a lot of them probably would end up heading to the exchange to trade it out for ADA, which, again, I'm just thinking about this quickly, but would that kind of cause like an avalanche effect where like the price of lava ends up going down because people are trading for it on the DEX? And then as that number goes up, the amount of lava you need to trade for assets will go up, and then create this like exponential thing as people want more liquidity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's a couple. Yeah, for sure. It's a great question, and we've thought a lot about it as well. So there's a couple of things that we're doing to help. No worries. There's a couple of things that we're doing to help with that. The first thing is that we do expect for there to be volatility in the lava price, and we really embrace it because we're really market free market minded when it comes to how this is all supposed to work. And we're also going to be sharing data back to those Lava holders in terms of like what is the actual wallet of Purgatory. We call it the Purgatory wallet, by the way, of all the NFTs that we hold, right? So it's like, okay, we've got 2,000 NFTs in Purgatory, and here's like the current floating price of their actual floor prices of all those projects in ADA. And this is how much Lava is outstanding, right? So we'll be able to basically say like, they're not necessarily connected, right? It's not like we're guaranteeing that you're going to get a certain amount of Lava or of ADA for this amount of Lava or anything like that. But it gives people an understanding. It's like, okay, well, if there's this many NFTs here and I can actually do a little bit of analysis, like, well, I feel like these NFTs are maybe undervalued, and I know they're going to go into auction. And I know as a Lava token holder or as a Relics holder, if I stake my assets, then I could potentially have a claim on not a claim, but I can have some benefits, right? Some shared benefits from those auctions generating more value in the future, right? So we think that market participants will take stock of that and will consider that the Lava token should have some sort of representation of the amount of assets that have been exchanged for it. But to your point about the value of the Lava token, we're looking at this hasn't actually been announced yet, but I'm happy to talk about it. We're looking at basically using the Lava token as more of a pegged price in Lava to the actual NFT. We're not sure if we're going to do this or not, but what I mean by that is like, rather than saying that we're calculating the reserve price of the auction based on the floor in ADA and like the actual spread in ADA it would have to make, and then multiply that into Lava. Instead saying, okay, you sacrifice this NFT for 1,000 Lava. Well, our spread at this given time is, let's say 30%. We will accept auctions starting at 1,300 Lava, right? So we say in that instance, like we don't care about what happened with Lava ADA over the last 30 days. Right. All we're saying is that we want to attract 30% more Lava back to the treasury than how much Lava we gave out. And so by doing it that way, if the Lava price has gone down, you could actually then start bidding on that auction below the floor, like at an even further discount, right? Which incentivizes people to go buy Lava to then come bid on that auction to then increase the price of Lava back to the like fair value. So we're really looking at how we can use the market to solve all those problems, but it's top of mind 100%. And the other thing that we're looking at doing is using the utility of Lava and Valorum, by the way, which is the gameplay token. We haven't forgotten about Valorum, as a way for users and holders of those tokens to use them across the ecosystem. They'll be able to use them in our apps, but also like on the auction widget that we're developing. If you transact in Lava or Valorum, you can have reduced fees, to be using those tools. If, we're also looking at some partnerships that we're going to announce pretty soon with some of the more up and coming NFT exchanges to say, hey, we're going to accept Lava on our NFT exchange, on our marketplace, if you want to buy NFTs in Lava. So we're looking at ways that we can really create partnerships for the different utility tokens as well, so that there is a broader sort of value proposition to holding the token.
Hell yeah. Wow. Collaboration is the way.
But that's a great question. And it's like the biggest question, right?
Yeah.
Hold? Yeah, I'm very curious to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. For sure.
And there'll be a lot of tweaking to do along the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, there will. I mean, and at the end of the day, like I said, we're here to really to benefit the community and to make this work with the market. So we'll see how it goes.
And I mean, everyone's here because we like to experiment too. So it's like everybody wants to see, I'm down to sacrifice things to see what happens. I'm not going to sacrifice my space, but I only have one left. But I'm down to sacrifice some good stuff.
That's how it'll start, right? And we're 100% cool with that. It's like this can help lift up, some of like the lower floor price or medium floor price projects that have a lot of hardcore members that, are still doing what they're trying to do and following their roadmap. And so initially, like that's where we'll prove our concept. But my background's in economics and finance. I'm a CFO of a prop tech startup company as well. I have a lot of time and experience focused on understanding how to like build complex financial models and understand how like exotic assets trade and work. So not trying to toot my own horn, but like,
no, it's this is what we want to hear from someone doing this. You want to hear that their brain knows how to think that way. Because some of the times when you're talking, I don't understand the math for a second, and then I'm like, okay, but he knows what he's talking about.
But yeah, it's something we spend a lot of time working out, and of course it is a new concept and a new experiment, but we're excited for what's to come.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's a whole lot going on. I saw a bunch of lore on your webpage as well. Got lots of different angles.
I'm so sorry.
Covered here.
Oh, it's okay.
You're okay.
We like that you don't. We like that I like when a project that's not, specifically about NFTs wants to do all the cool parts of NFTs. Because it's like, why would you want to miss out on the fun of having lore for your project? It just makes it so much better.
It makes it fun for me, and like the lore is all for me personally. Like I'm a geek when it comes to like futuristic narratives, and I'm a huge like Elon fan and all that sort of stuff. So it's just like when it came to this, I was like, all right, screw it, I'm just gonna double down. We're doing an NFT project, we're gonna go deep, and it's gonna be like on its own an NFT project that people can vibe on, and also, if you hold it, there's all this other cool stuff. So that's how we try to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way. Awesome. That was a very comprehensive overview. Thank you for sharing.
I feel like I actually understand it all too.
Yeah,
like I don't always feel that way.
I had a vague understanding of what this was all about to begin with, but it's definitely coming clearer. Yeah. And
we actually are going to be it will be 2 days after your mint, but we're actually co-hosting a big marbles event. It's going to be for the 100th Aeonium Sky marble over in Cardano, and we're going to be racing marbles for prizes all day. So if you want to throw in any prizes for that, I feel like we'd also be able to like talk about what Lava Protocol is now that we
considering that our viewership is low at the moment. I don't know that anyone here,
and there will be hundreds of people. There will be hundreds of people at this marble event, but it will be 2 days after your mint. Right. So that's the one thing.
Would love to be involved 100%. If we're sold out, great. If we still have some left, all the better. We'll definitely send you guys a couple of assets for sure.
Awesome. Right. That'll be great. Yeah, awesome. Sorry we can't give it away today, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. No problem. And and if you guys want to share the whitelist and afterwards in the YouTube, that's also fine. And we'll be closing that about a day before. So day after Christmas that'll close. But it's still open and still some opportunities to get in early.
Okay, so look down in the description. We're gonna be putting that whitelist in the description.
Not there
Can
yet,
we do it?
We should be by the time anyone's watching this.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much again. This was really fun. Any shout outs you want to leave us with before we close this segment?
I mean, for me, shout out to Cardano, like everybody that's been trudging through the last 12 months. It's been brutal. And I mean, we launched a project in the middle of the bear, like hardcore right in the middle of the bear. And I mean, shout out to Ada Whale, shout out to Viva, shout out to Monad, to AF, to who else? Conrad, like everybody that basically like when we had like 200 Twitter followers and we were launching a 500 NFT project in September. And they came and showed up and said, hey, these guys are onto something pretty cool. You might want to look at this. That's how we sold out our first mint, and that got our start. And so awesome. And for everybody that's involved and everybody that might become involved, I just shout out to all you guys. Like everybody's a legend for being here through this, and it's gonna get nuts in the next 24 months. And I think just remembering these times is gonna be it's going to be a fond, sort of labor of love that I think we all remember, coming through this period. And to you guys, for having us on. And you guys launched your platform in the bear too. So it's been a year, right? Or
well, so that intro was not accurate.
Yeah, update that.
Yeah, no, right, no,
it's been 2.5 years actually.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, in that case,
we're still going through the bear.
Yeah, we've always been in the bear.
This is quite a trudge, but we're having fun with it, so whatever.
No, for sure, it's awesome, and great to spend this time with you, Tyler. Good to meet you here, man.
Yeah,
and looking forward to hopefully having you guys around and seeing you in the Discord or something at some point.
Cool.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll do our sign off, and if you care to join us, you'll go last. You ready?
Just follow our lead.
Okay.
For the CNFT News, I'm Scott Chestnut.
I'm Summer Horsegrave.
I'm with Spaces.
And I'm Captain Rob.
And we'll see you next time.